Welcome, everybody, to the Wonk podcast. This week we got Tony Revolori. He's going to talk about his new movie, The Long Dumb Road, how he booked the Grand Budapest Hotel and flying to meet Wes Anderson, racial bias in Hollywood, as well as what Stan Lee thought about him playing the role of Flash in the Spiderman movies. I hope you dig it.
That's the voice you want.
That's the one.
Deep.
I want no one to recognize your voice.
No one.
Did you do Manzukis' podcast?
I didn't. No, I haven't. I want to, but I think you have to get the right movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've talked about what movie we would do, and we've narrowed it down. It's got to be a movie that I find beloved. And we joked, and I think I want to do Space Jam.
They haven't done Space Jam yet?
I don't think they've done Space Jam.
Oh, wow.
They've also done like 200 episodes, so I don't know. But I really want to do Space Jam.
They had to have.
They must have.
And so, like, you're going to be one because when Space Jam 2 comes out, they're going to do Space Jam. So you're on that.
Yeah. No, exactly. Also, just because it's beloved to me. As a kid, I watched that movie, and there was nothing wrong with that movie. So I want to do whatever episode I'm on with him and Paul and Diane. I want it to be a movie that I watched through child lenses and then had to rewatch as an adult and then just have it get screwed and realize how terrible it is. Oh,
how much they just preyed on the brains of young children back then.
Yeah, they're still doing it now. Look at Frozen. I mean, these movies are arguably good, but there's like a lot of like the Despicable Me movies are not good.
Shout out Steve Carell.
Shout out Steve Carell. Please be on our podcast.
Yeah, he's next. I mean, yeah, he might win something this year again. So
for Welcome to Marwen?
No, for Beautiful Boy. I think that's what he's been doing the circuit for. That's why he did SNL.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. No, that's right. He did do it. But he's also got another movie with Zemeckis.
I know, where the dolls.
Yeah, the Welcome to Marwen, which is like, really? You're not trying to Oscar push your Zemeckis movie?
Well, the other one's with the other kid, the
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, so if he's in it, that kid makes movies just like, oh, this could be an Oscar movie.
Yeah, which that to me is ridiculous. That like the fact that you get one Oscar, and then you're so much more likely to get another one just because you already have one.
Yeah,
it's so
Catch-22.
Stupid.
Yeah,
it's like, how do you get one? You have to win one. It's like, but how do you win one? You have to be in a good movie.
Yeah, how do you get good movies? Well,
you gotta have one.
Do you have an Academy Award?
No.
Yeah, he's great.
Or just suck some Hollywood dick.
I don't want to say he did. I mean, we shouldn't say he did.
No, he fucked a peach.
He did.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, I mean, hey. If it felt good, good for you.
Fuck that peach.
Fuck that peach.
Take the.
I read when that thing was at its like highest peak. I read a BuzzFeed article of someone who actually fucked a peach, and he was like, "Not bad. Wouldn't ever do it again."
This
but
kid,
not bad.
well, okay, so I'm lost. I thought you just made that up out of the blue. Did he actually fuck a peach?
Timothy Chalamet in Call Me by Your Name fucks a peach.
Oh.
In the movie, I don't know if he really did it, but like in the movie, his character fucks a peach.
I mean, I've only seen parts of that. I only skipped to the good parts, the juicy parts. You know,
yeah, sure. I mean, the peach fucking scenes.
I mean,
no, but here's look. The movie is incredibly well acted and well done. It's just not for me. Why? Because it's about like white privilege ish.
Yeah.
It's like Moonlight did it better the year before.
Yes.
Just because it's like, okay, this gay kid, he's got struggles, and Moonlight did it way better.
Yeah.
Because here it's like, I don't know if I'm straight. Here, fuck one of the hottest Italian girls you could find in your island. Oh, you don't know if you're gay? Fuck Hollywood, one of Hollywood's hottest guys. You don't know if you like any of them? Fuck a peach.
Yeah. And then cry for a couple minutes in front of a fireplace.
Right.
Yeah.
So
whereas Moonlight was like, fucking get in fights.
Put
your face in cold water.
Right. Also, like that last scene of the second part where he just breaks a chair over a kid's back.
That's best. That long shot.
That long shot of just fall. Oh, gorgeous.
Moonlight. Give it the award every year.
Give it exactly.
But give it to somebody else and then take it away from that person.
Yes,
just
exactly.
to give it to Moonlight again.
Yeah. Barry Jenkins is like, is this a joke now? Can we just stop? I have 10 of these back home.
I don't have enough shelf space. It's like
my shelf has to be reinforced.
Yeah.
The shit is heavy.
Y'all gotta give me like some discount tickets to IKEA or something. Jeez, good for him.
I mean, hey, he's got Beale Street coming out.
Yeah, have you been getting SAG award stuff like to go see these things?
I'm in the Academy now.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I've been getting all the Academy screenings and screeners.
So you get everything.
I get everything.
Do you get things to go places, or you get things like at your house mostly?
Both, and I've done both quite a lot. I've already seen Wreck-It Ralph already came out, but I saw that like a week before it came out. I saw Harry Potter.
Who was there? Was there like producers?
It was a lot of family, like old white people going to see these movies.
Yeah, but who was
with a bunch of families?
Was there a talk after?
There was a Q&A with Sarah Silverman, the director. I think one of the lead animators, and that was it.
When you go to these things, are you like standing in line with everybody else, or are you just like
no? When you some of them for like the Academy, you kind of just walk in, especially if it's at their theater. It's like they have so much space.
How many people are in the Academy with you?
I think right now it's like 7,000 people, but spread around the world. Yeah. So probably in LA, probably 1,000 or something.
Wow. So you've been in the game for a long time, huh?
I've been in the game for a long, long time. It's been a long, dumb road.
Shout out. Movie plug already. I got a movie coming out. If anyone wants to see it, it's on iTunes, or you can go to see it in theater. There we go. Now I'm done. No, we're going to come back to that.
You're sure. It's got Jason Mantzoukas. He plays Ralphie from The League and a bunch of other amazing people, directed by Hannah Fidel. Check it out, guys. Like, it's fun. We'll talk about some stories about Jason and me later.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We're gonna follow like a little timeline of you and acting.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
And I found out that you were born in Anaheim.
Yeah, born and raised.
I was born in Santa Ana. So
my man.
Yeah.
Oh, so do we have to blame you for the wins?
Not this year's. Maybe last year's.
Fuck.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I still love you.
I love you too, man. I'm trying my best.
No, but Orange OC Kid. Did you ever go? Okay, this is going to be for any OC kid or any Anaheim, Fullerton, Santa Ana kid listening to this podcast. Did you ever go to one Varsity Burgers?
No.
Oh, man, it is my favorite restaurant in the world.
Where is it?
It's in Anaheim, right across the street from Anaheim High School, or
I didn't
like
mess
a church.
with Anaheim that much.
It's cool. It's cool. Besides Disney, there's not really much there, but that's where I grew up, and it was, I swear, if I'm gone for more than 3 months on any shoot, the moment I arrive, I have a driver drive me to Anaheim, I eat at this place, and then I go home.
That's awesome. Before you go home.
Before I go home.
You get that burger.
I get that burger and fries.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, commitment.
Are you trying to do a commercial for him?
I mean, I'm trying to own that place.
Let's own it.
Let's own it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've known the owner and the manager that work there. I know them well enough just because I've been there so many times.
Kyle did a commercial for this place called Sacco's, and he did it for free. Did a free commercial.
I love it.
So that he can have free sandwiches for life there.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I mean, I know you can afford it, but like think about that. You just walk into that place, free varsity burger.
Varsity for the rest of my life.
I mean, that's the game plan.
That's
called making it.
Man. Everyone tweet at Varsity Burger. I don't know if they have a Twitter, or an Instagram or something. Just find them online on Yelp or something and just be like, hey, give Tony Revolori free ship.
Yeah, that's dope.
Right? Mobilize fans.
Yeah. Make them do your stuff, man.
Exactly.
That's
like
great.
Beyonce.
Everything's like Beyonce.
But yes, Anaheim. I grew up in Anaheim.
So you grew up in Anaheim. You were born in Anaheim.
Yes, I am.
And your first time on camera was with a baby food commercial when you were 2?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I probably Gerber, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was like 2 years old or something like that. And it was my brother and I for whatever baby commercial it was. And my dad, I remember him telling me that. But other than that, no memories of it.
Really? Oh, of course not.
And I can't find the footage. I tried looking for it, but it's not like they put up names of who you are and then the commercial. They just like kind of put it up.
Yeah.
And this was, 20 years ago, so YouTube wasn't around.
Yeah. And both your dad and your brother are actors, right?
Yes, my dad was. He never claimed to be a good one in any way. He was way too camera shy, but like he loved it. He loved being on set more than anything. But he was very, very shy to be on camera. And my brother and I, both are still actors.
Yeah.
And then I have a little brother who's 7 years old, and he's acting too.
And you guys push each other, right?
Oh yeah.
Did your brother inspire you to become an actor, or?
No. We kind of like grew up within it together. My dad was very old school mentality. He grew up in Guatemala, so working, the fields and stuff like that. So when we were kids, he put us in music and acting, sports, all manners of things. And like around 12, he's like, what do you like to do? What do you love out of all these things I've shown you? And you can say none. You really can. Or you can say more than one. But that's the job we pursue. That's what we're going to work hard at, 9 to 5. If you want it, you have to work for it.
Yeah.
And so my brother and I said music and acting. And my brother was more musically inclined than acting, and I was more acting inclined than I was music. But we kind of helped each other out. That's kind of how it started between him and I. How we got into acting together. And so we were competitive, but it was very, very healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because it was, you push each other, and when one of us gets it, it's great, just because it's out of a million kids, one of us two got it.
Yeah.
The problem is there was one film, which I'm sure you'll bring up sooner or later, called the Grand Budapest Hotel, that was down to him and I.
Oh.
So it was either him or me.
Yeah.
And at that point, there's nowhere to place your jealousy or anger or scapegoat it by saying, well, at least you got it over him, because if you didn't get it, I would have gotten it, or vice versa, or whatever. So there was a little bit of heat back then.
Yeah.
Now we've cooled it off. We've cooled it off.
I mean, that was a huge role.
Yeah, exactly. It was a life-changing role.
It's like
it's a call me by your name, fuck a peach role.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Fuck a Ray Fiennes kind of role. That's what it is. It's cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll come back to Grand Budapest, but like growing up in Anaheim with your bro, going through elementary school, you guys taking after school classes and stuff, or like after school acting classes, or just
No. Never took an acting class.
Really?
No. My dad taught us himself. Not that like he knew what he was doing much of the time, but like, he was kind of helping us. He was a bit of a cinephile and really liked a lot of old movies and great movies. So he just kind of helped us try to emulate those people, from like Dustin Hoffman to Richard Harris to all these amazing people. And so that's who we were inspired by, and kind of modeled our acting, our youthful acting against. And now both of us are just adults and doing what we do.
Yeah.
Whatever that influence was gained from it. But no acting class, no extracurriculars besides like maybe sport here and there, because we still like to stay active.
Yeah.
No acting class, nothing. We would drive up. At one point, my brother and I were almost going to get expelled because we were literally going. We were skipping too many classes of school to go up to Los Angeles for auditions. And then finally, we were homeschooled. I was homeschooled from 4th grade on. My brother from 6th grade on.
Your dad realized, like, oh, this is your guys' jobs.
Yeah.
You don't need...
And also, like, the school system here, or in Anaheim, wasn't very forgiving for the fact. Weirdly enough, you do that in LA. In LA schools, they're like, yeah, completely fine. No worries. Yeah, go do it. No worries. They're very understanding of it. Even as far as, like, Orange County, they're not about it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Your dad just wanted you to find your passion early.
Yeah. He was he was extremely supportive. Anything, like, I remember I really love painting. I do. I'm absolutely fucking garbage at it. Can't draw a stick figure to save my life. And I tried so fucking hard. And my dad poured money into classes and books for me, and I studied hard. I really did. It wasn't like he did it, and then I was like, I didn't do the work. I, like, poured hours upon hours into this. Fucking could not do it. I don't know what it is. I have an image in my mind, and I can't put it, but, like, my dad was very supportive. He was like, if you want to do it, I'm helping you every step of the way. Just gonna do it.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
He just saw that it was making you happy.
He saw that it was making me happy until it wasn't. Until it was like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Just give me something I'm good at.
Just give me something.
Give me a camera.
Yeah. And exactly. Now I do photography.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there you go. You got that. You figured out how to get those images without your hands.
Without my hands. So yeah. Yeah.
That's dope. High school, same, pretty much.
Yeah, high school, homeschooled, same throughout the whole entire experience, and then I graduated high school when I was 15. My brother graduated high school when he was 16, and we went straight into it early on in life, and then we left. When I turned 18, I moved up here, but I booked at 15 the Grand Budapest Hotel.
You booked it at 15?
At 15, and I shot it at 16.
Wow.
It was a long audition process that took quite a bit of time. And it didn't come out till I was like 17. But yeah, that's kind of how that whole timeline of my life has started. And then from Budapest, it was at 16, I flew out to Europe for 3 months, shot this movie, came back, absolutely had nothing. No one still knew who I was, even though I went and did this huge movie. No one gave a shit about me.
Before that, you only did like Entourage, a couple.
Yeah, small little like roles, like a bit on My Name Is Earl.
Yeah.
Little role on Entourage. My brother was way more prolific at this point.
Your brother was also 18, like when you shot this.
When he was 18, and so I completely thought that he was always a better actor and had better credits than me. So constantly when we were up for each other, he would most likely get the role. So I was like, oh, cool, man. He's got it. No worries. And it'd been happening for all my life. So I was super proud of my brother. And I was like, yeah, he's got this part. No worries. Totally fine. Everything's great. You go do it, Mario. And I got a phone call. We had an audition. Then about 2 weeks later, we had a callback audition. And then within that period of time, my grandfather had died, and my father went back to Guatemala to go bury my grandfather, which was the first time he was gone, or he had gone back home to Guatemala in about 20 years, 15 years or something like that. He just hadn't been there in forever. And while he was there, they called me, my manager called me and told me, he was like, you, Tony, Wes wants to fly you out to Paris to meet you and audition in Paris. Obviously, my brother was right next to me when I got that phone call, so, he was just like, fuck. But, very supportive.
Yeah.
Obviously, the anger bubbled later on. And throughout the whole process, my brother was very, very supportive. But, yeah, and then, they wanted to fly me out to Paris by myself. I was the first one in my family to ever go to Europe. And it was crazy, but my dad, being a not stage parent, was like, yeah, they want to fly you out by yourself to Paris on a 14-hour flight. No, who are these people? I was like, but it's going to be a good movie. He's like, I don't care if it's going to be a good movie. I'm going to make sure no one, fucking does anything to you. I'm like, now I realize that. I'm like, damn, strong father.
Yeah.
Good for you. Because any other stage parent's like, here's my child. Go ahead, do whatever you want with them. So yeah, my dad was very, very caring. And then I flew out, I met Wes, and then I came back.
What's that meeting like with Wes?
It was surreal. I land in Paris. So on the flight out, and I don't think I've ever told this story on any platform, so you can get this exclusive, because I think it also makes sense for your viewers. But on the flight out, I was an unaccompanied minor. Sorry, I know I keep blowing into it, so sorry for anyone who's wearing headphones.
It's okay.
On the flight out, I was an unaccompanied minor, obviously, and they sat me next to another unaccompanied minor who was French. And we both went and did the whole Mile High Club thing in the bathroom for like 30 seconds before we heard on the wall, and they were like, come
and
out.
You're 16 years old?
I'm
15?
16. She was maybe 17, I think, or 16.
Nice.
I think I was 16 by this point.
Yeah.
And she might have been 17 or 16. And she didn't speak English. So our plane was grounded for about 2 hours, 3 hours, because there was something wrong with, like, the wheels on the plane were sticky or so. I can't remember what the excuse was, but we were stuck on the plane, boarded, for about 3 hours. So I still had internet on my phone, and I would just use Google Translate to talk to her. Right?
How did you break the ice to start using this?
I tried talking to her. I think it was I wanted to ask her, because I was in the middle seat, which sucked.
Yeah.
And I think I needed to go to the bathroom, and I was like, can I go to the bathroom? And she was like, what? And she, like, genuinely, I was like, I don't want to, do a graphic poo face or a pee face or anything like that. So I was just like, okay, Google Translate. And then it was like, excuse me, may I use the restroom? And Google Translate's not that great, especially, 5 years ago? But it still worked enough that she understood me, and so we kind of tried talking that way, which was fun. And so, yeah, Mile High Club there, landed, did like a quick little car tour of Paris, read the script for Grand Budapest. It was a 17-hour flight, so I was like kind of tired but weirdly up at night, and it was very, very strange. And then I got like halfway through the script, or maybe 3/4 of the way through the script. Wes came, I read with him, kind of interviewed, talked with him. Then he's like, great, we're going to leave you alone in this, kind of hotel apartment workplace type thing. And that was cool. I, got ready, went to dinner with him and his girlfriend, now wife, and just talked. And then I was there for 17 hours, and each flight there was 14 hours. So I spent more time on a plane than I did in actual Paris. But technically it was 3 days.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. And then to keeping in touch with him, finally he was like, you got the job. We're going to be shooting in Paris. Here's the list of people who are on it. I shit myself. And I'm like, really? You want me? Like, everyone here has an Oscar nomination to their name except me.
Yeah.
Even Saoirse Ronan, who got it when she was 7. What am I doing here?
Yeah.
But.
And what's your family like during this time?
They were just ecstatic, man. They were like crazed. It's like, holy crap. But none of my family really realized how big this was ever going to be. None of them realized how game-changing this. I mean, it's Wes Anderson, sure.
Yeah. And
Moonrise hadn't come out yet, but his other work is amazing. But it wasn't Spielberg yet. Like, now you can.
I mean, Tannenbaums was out, right?
Yeah, Tenenbaums was out. Oh no, like, it's incredible, but, like, you know what I mean. My mom, who doesn't understand movies at all and just kind of watches her soap operas and stuff like that, like Spanish soap operas. And my dad, who was a cinephile, knew him, but he's like one of those purist old school cinephiles where he's like Kubrick and this and that. And he loves the new guys too, but it's just, he's not updated on them. And I had known Wes because I loved Darjeeling Limited. I loved Darjeeling Limited. And I was a huge fan, but again, you never realize you're going to be going to the Oscars. You're going to get potentially new projects. You never know all the little stepping stones that it's going to lead you towards. You kind of imagine, oh, maybe the movie will be great and, it'll make money and people will recognize me a little bit. But it wasn't, we never had the scope that it was going to be as big as it was. And I think that's just us wanting to make a realistic, expectation.
Yeah. I guess that's what family's for.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep you grounded.
Exactly. And then it became, his highest grossing movie, I think it was 8 Oscar nominations and 4 wins, which was insane, and a bunch of other, record-breaking things that he did.
Yeah. So who comes after you? looking to work with you after that? Like, is it everyone? Are you typecast? What is it?
No. The truth is, and it's kind of painful to say, but like Hollywood isn't as progressive as it is now, and it's still not that progressive, in all honesty. But yes, I'm getting offers and stuff for really, really low budget stuff that, people are like, oh, maybe we can catch him, and I'm kind of not really into it. And then I get a script, an amazing script called Dope, written by this guy named Rick Famuyiwa that I had no idea who it was. And then I also get, so I was almost not in Dope, because there was another movie called Good Kids, with a couple of other amazing people. And they both shot at the exact same time, and they both were very keen on me, and they both put in offers. And I think like talking to everyone, reading the scripts again, knowing the parts and everything, I kind of just felt, and talking with Rick mostly. Rick, the director, he called me and said, this is why my movie, 1, needs you, 2, is beneficial for you. And he told me a bunch of things, and so that's how I joined that movie. And that was awesome.
He calls you on the phone, or he has like a lunch with you?
No. So I had met with him. I had auditioned with him. And then he'd offered me this part. And right when, the whole, both movies are kind of going at the same time. One's offering a little bit more money.
Uh-huh.
Obviously not Dope.
Yeah.
He calls me and he's like, this is why I want you. I need you. This is why you need me. And I think that was great. The other director didn't call. So I was like,
there we go.
This is the guy who wants me more, and this is why. Also, I was kind of leaning that way anyway, because I think the film had a much better message to say. Not that the other one didn't, but this one kind of Dope. When you watch the movie, it's the first hour is amazing and it's beautiful, but then it's got a great commentary message at the end, which is, if a white kid was going through this story, which is at the beginning, someone trying to get accepted into Harvard or Stanford or Yale, I can't remember which, I think it's Harvard, why he has to state why he's the better, and at the end he asks, well, if I was white, would you need to ask me this question? What or what makes you Harvard material? And then his retort to that is, if I was white, it was beautiful, and I also think even then I was trying to be aware of movie roles that I can get that aren't the terrorist. I'm not Indian or Middle Eastern. I have the look, and people have tried to typecast me that way, and I've tried to steer away from it. Same with stereotypical Hispanic roles. Yeah. I could be the Carlos, the Pedro, and the things like that, and work nonstop and probably make millions on some TV show or something, but it's not worth it because it's not it's not representing my people correctly.
Yeah.
And so with Dope, I was like, this is the movie. So I did that, and those are the types of people who kind of then were wanting to work with me. I took a bunch of generals. I tried to get another role as big as Budapest, but none of them, or any of them that I auditioned for, none of them wanted me. Because, they'd rather have Lucas Hedges and Timothy Chalamet or Ty Sheridan, who are amazing guys. There's nothing against them, but they have it easier because of the color of their skin. Everyone, they walk into a room and they say, well, great, he's got the look we're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I auditioned for big-time movies and for big-time directors and things like that. And I'll walk into a room, and then out of the room, I feel like I nailed the audition. I did it absolutely great. The director's even excited, being like, wow, that was amazing. And call the next agent saying, you're just too exotic looking. Which is code for you're brown.
Yeah.
I had this one audition, and this is my dream, for Hollywood to pick the best guy. The best guy. Doesn't matter if he's white, black, whatever, regardless of race. Unless you're playing like Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah.
Then cast black, or Gandhi, cast Indian, whatever. Unless, things like that, where it has to be a specific story. Yes. Or it's meant on a certain political statement for that race.
Yeah.
I went into this audition, and I get a call from the directors the next day, and an email from everyone working at there. You were the best audition to come in. No one has done as good as you. That was hauntingly beautiful. Huge long email. I love these directors. This is amazing. I'm like, great. Next week later, I found out a buddy of mine who I love dearly booked the part. He's white. And it's just kind of bullshit that I'm hearing praise for my performance, but I get no reward for it.
Yeah.
And that's the tough thing about being in our industry. The bullshit that you get, being anyone, brown, black, ugly, skinny, fat, a woman, they find anything to nitpick. And if you aren't the perfect, white guy beauty, you're fucked. Or the super blonde bombshell blonde white chick, you're not getting roles. And it's slowly breaking, and that's amazing. But it is still hard when you have 40 of us auditioning versus 2,000 of them.
Yeah.
And they're all great actors as well. But you just never give us a shot before we even walk into the room.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of, and then I was just trying to be a parent and be aware of what movie roles I get, and trying to have it not be about Hispanic people, or not about Hispanic people, but not about,
not the stereotype.
Not the stereotype. It's not Hispanic for Hispanic's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it, man.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Well, you kind of broke that mold with Spiderman.
Yeah.
Like,
sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Spider-Man.
Did they have you in mind for that? Like, did they want to? Because I know that part originally. I mean, it's a fucking comic book, but
yeah.
I mean, people see
Blonde,
that as a
blue
big
eyes,
ass
6'2".
giant
Yeah.
fucking
White dude. Hitler's wet dream.
Hitler's wet dream.
Hitler's wet dream.
Which was not you. No offense.
And I wish I was Hitler's wet dream.
I know, we all do.
No, so I knew the casting director for a while, Sarah Finn. Shout out, you're amazing. Who knows if you'll hear this? Because I auditioned, if you remember, way back, Iron Man 1 days, Jon Favreau days. My brother and I auditioned. There's a scene where Iron Man goes down, lands at like a community of people getting put up in a car, and there's a kid with his father, and he pushes away and runs to his father, and his dad's like, go back, you can't, they're gonna shoot you, whatever. And then Iron Man drops in and they take everyone hostage and stuff. My brother and I both auditioned to be that kid way long ago.
Yeah.
I don't think we got far. I think we got a callback, and that was it. And I think I remember Jon Favreau being in that room, which was awesome because it was Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
And so we didn't get the part, but she remembered us because you book the room, you don't book the audition. So I think she remembered us. So when I came in, first time I auditioned for Spider-Man wasn't even for Spider-Man Homecoming. It was for Civil War as Peter Parker.
Oh, I would have loved that so much. You were Donald Glover. I was but Donald Glover's a little too older. But
Donald Glover's. I would have loved it to be Donald Glover, but he is.
Dude,
a bit
you
too
as
old.
Spider-Man. Oh,
no, right? I think they just went for anyone between the ages of 18 to 25. You came in for an audition. They didn't care your color, race, creed, whatever. And I genuinely do think it went to the right guy because Tom Holland is unbelievable in the part.
He has the athleticism and everything too.
Yeah, he's pitch perfect for
Yeah.
it. Look to everything. And he's amazing in the role. So by the time they started making Homecoming, they wanted me to come in on audition for, not for Flash, but for his best friend. So I did my audition as the best friend. Then, and that was with just a casting director. Then they called me back to audition for the character which now is known as Ned and Flash together. 2 auditions at the same time, just, separate tapes. Then I came back to do a test with Tom for both roles, as Ned and as Flash. And then I did one final screen test only as Flash. And I think they were slowly realizing, yes, this kid is great. Maybe not as him. What if we try him out here? And I think I just kept doing well enough that, they kept adding me more in mind for Flash until, I ended up getting that part. And I remember I get a phone call from my agents. They tell me it was awesome. Then I get a phone call from Feige, and then he's it's like, congratulations, welcome to the family.
Nice.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Because it's Feige calling you.
King of the world.
Exactly. Producer of the world right now. And then it was excited. Like, a month later, everyone knew. I was in the movie. No one knew what I was playing, but, everyone knew. Spiderman came out, and everyone's like, wow. Or when finally my character's name got released publicly for the first time, I got a lot of death threats. I got a lot of, hate mail, things like that. It was nice. I got a lot of positivity as well, which was great. But it was a bit tough for a second because I didn't know how to handle it. I barely had a social media following at this point because I didn't really care too much about it. Still kind of don't, but it's fun enough. And I like sharing pictures. And then what's her name? Zendaya, who's obviously playing MJ. She got released as Michelle, but when the movie came out, then she started getting it because everyone's like, "You're not my MJ. You're not my MJ." But then people were like, "But maybe she's not really. Her name's Michelle, and it's Mary, and it's this, and it's that, and yada yada." So people like backed off, but like, there's no way to deny my thing. So every now and then, I'll still get a couple of like, people
Still?
being, oh yeah, still, like when we were, I'm back shooting Spidey 2. Far From Home. We wrapped on that, which was awesome. And it was great. But, while I was there, people, anything I posted or whatever, people were like, "You're still, bulk up, get taller, be more blonde. God, you're not my Flash. Fuck you. Go ahead and kill yourself."
Jeez.
Things like that. And you get used to it at this point. I'm like, it's fine. These people... Some of them may have true malicious intent. Most of them, if not all of them, will never act on it.
Yeah.
And some just do it just because they think it's funny. And that's terrible. That's terrible. But you can take a weak hit like that and just shrug it off. And thankfully, it has come out that a lot of people sent me these things, and I have had a lot of other people, sending me love and support and being like, "No, you were great. We loved you."
It's a better story.
Having
you as a rival as opposed to a 1950s giant
bully.
jock. Like, it's
Right.
it's outdated.
The thing that people don't realize, even these comic book nerds, which is ridiculous, is that Flash and Peter become best friends in the comics. Not Harry Osborn, not Ned Leeds. Flash is best man at his wedding. Not anyone else.
Yeah.
These guys grow to have an immensely bonding relationship with each other, Peter and Flash. Not saying that that's going to happen in the movie, anything can happen. But one thing I talked about with John especially in this movie, is yes, he's a dick. Yes, we can hate him. Yes, all these things. But what makes this character so great, and I had a conversation, I'll get into something that the late, great Stan Lee told me, was redemption. You know, people change. I remember I was at Comic-Con. We were still filming the first one. That's when they just released that I was playing Flash, getting the bunch of hate mail, all this stuff. I'm going backstage at this little, like, you know, if you ever had been at Comic-Con, Marvel has like a booth in a little like back section kind of safe room, green room type thing. And Stan Lee was there, and I got to meet him, and it was awesome because he was great. And we were talking for a second, and he was so kind, and I told him I'm playing Flash, and he said, "That's great. I love that. You know why? Flash. You know who Flash is to me? Flash is change. Flash is redemption. Why can't he change from being the bully, the mean guy, the villain, to being the hero, the support, the love? Why can't he do that? So just like he can change from hate to love, bully to friend, he could change from what is in the comics to you."
Oh.
And that was like the first real bit of like support I kind of had from it.
From the creator himself.
From the creator himself.
Oh, beautiful.
And after that point, I kind of stopped giving a shit about the hate mail and everything. But you know, so now going back to what I was talking about, John, is I want, you know, this character to have, you know, wherever his path lays him, fine. But I just want him to be redeemable. I don't want him to be an archetype, because a lot of people will see this, maybe identify, hopefully identify, and then through watching these films, change. Realize if someone like him can change with all his insecurities and problems and mistakes, why can't I? And of course, you know, it's also a fun movie that people can just go and enjoy and watch. But, you know, you try to put in as much good in the world as you can.
Yeah, man.
But yeah.
It's a good movie.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, bro, dude. Stan Lee,
yeah. That was a moment and a half. I was almost near tears. He like went out. When I told him I was Flash, he told one of his assistants to go out and fetch a comic book. And he was like, "I'm sure they have it here." It's Comic-Con. Of course they would.
Yeah.
So one of his assistants goes out, or I don't know, manager, whoever it was, one of people around him, his entourage, go out, fetch this comic. It was a comic. I can't remember the title or the number of the comic, but it was the one where Flash tells his story about how he lost his legs in the war. And then at the end of the thing, they're like, "Become Agent Venom," yada yada. But he gave me that comic book, and he was like, this is Flash. Don't forget. You know, he's the bully, he's this, but like, don't forget, he is upstanding. He is a good citizen." And I was like, okay, I won't forget that. And then he signed it and gave it to me, and I was
That's
like,
gorgeous.
Oh, I love that. I still have the comic book, and it was so sad. I pulled it out and read it again when he passed. It was very, very sad.
Oh man, dude, that sucks.
Yeah, but
I mean,
rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Stan Lee. Do you know if you're gonna be Venom? If I know fucking Tom Hardy is. Do you know if they're gonna do any nods to Venom? Or did that movie fuck you from being Venom or something?
I have no idea. Truth be told, like they keep that shit locked up. I have absolutely no idea.
Wink, wink.
The problem with me is, yes, I'm playing Flash, but I'm not privy to those secrets.
Yeah.
I don't know anything. So when people come up to me and they're like, "So, did this happen? Did this happen?" I'm like, genuinely, I don't know. It's like, oh, look, his reaction is this, and they try to gauge it in interviews, and I'm like, well, that's just because I genuinely don't know.
Yeah. You're a good actor,
I mean, I could probably lie to you, and I'd probably get away with it, but at the same time, I'm just like, just tell me all your theories. I'm guessing just the same as you are. Right. Even though I'm shooting these movies, I'm still guessing.
Yeah.
Which I prefer, because I don't want it to be spoiled for me, especially after Infinity Wars was so amazing.
Yeah.
I don't want anything spoiled for me. But I literally know nothing.
Are any of your scripts ever blacked out or anything like that?
Yeah. They're like almost completely blacked out. Besides like scenes I'm in or my lines.
That's awesome.
And certain lines from other people are blacked out, so I don't understand them.
You might be talking to somebody,
and they might say something that I had read that was blacked out, and I don't understand.
Wow.
But either way, the director just tells you, act this way. Cool. And you do it.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you're doing Spiderman, you're doing Grand Budapest Hotel, you're doing all these movies and stuff, but you're still doing short films.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm shooting. I'm shooting my first short film that I'm directing soon. Hopefully at the beginning of next year, I got that going. I'm producing my own stuff because being boxed in as a comedian, a funny guy, the best friend, the support character is a bit limiting and tough. And kudos to those roles. They're amazing roles, but I want a little more. I want to try my hand at doing something, earthy and strong and leading a film. So best way to do it is produce your own stuff, write your own stuff, and that's the best piece of advice I can give to anyone who's wanting acting advice or whatever. If you're not getting the roles you want, write it yourself and do it yourself. But yeah, I've written a couple short films. I will hopefully do them by the end of the year, before summer next year, and then on my way to hopefully directing music videos and commercials, and then on to the big feature, first big feature, directing.
Yeah.
I want to direct.
We can get you directing some stuff.
Oh yeah,
we got actors, we got cameras.
You got actors. I'll do it.
Yeah, dude.
Come here.
We'll do some shorts. We'll do some serious shorts. Some comedy shorts. We did
comedy shorts.
We did a whole fucking serious web series.
Oh yeah, I'll give you all my ideas. Yeah.
You got to do that.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, I would love that.
You got this space too. We got the new Wonk space you can play around with.
Ooh, Wank space. I love it.
Wank, Wonk.
Wank, Wonk.
Yeah, man.
Guys, everyone's just masturbating here.
Oh yeah, in this room, there are like 10 guys masturbating. They're being very quiet, which is
it's
impressive. Oh, there we go. There they are.
That's the ASMR for you guys.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. It's like a thing where people put on headphones and then just hear people quietly talking and literally like it's hours of people like slowly eating. They just like hearing the sounds of it.
Oh, that's like their meditation type thing? Oh,
that's a whole thing on the internet.
I'm into it now. I found a new family.
Just look up ASMR on the internet. Oh,
it sounded sexual.
They all are very sexual.
It sounds like ass, S, M, whatever, and R.
Ass in rear.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. So,
ass,
talking
rear.
about ass, mouth, rear, Long Dumb Road, man.
Long Dumb Road, yeah.
That's the project right now. That's the
project right now.
That's a lead.
Yeah, that is a lead. Kudos to Hannah Fidel for putting two brown people, young Jason Mantzoukas and Tony Revolori, in your movie for leads. But yes, this movie is out now, everyone, if you want to check it out. We said at the beginning, it's on iTunes and Amazon, but you can also see it in theaters. It's an independent movie, and independent movies are kind of dying now. So, it would be much appreciated if you guys could go and support at your local theater. One ticket, tell your friends, support as much as you can, because it is a dying medium. But if not, hey, if you just want to watch the movie online, kudos to you. Please, it would be awesome if you guys could check out the movie. It's also really fun. To set up the premise, if I should.
Please do.
I play Nat, a young, a young kid who just graduated high school and is going to college in L.A., art school. And instead of flying from Austin, Texas, where he lives, he decides to drive to L.A. On the way there, he picks up a random drifter. And they start driving together and get into crazy, crazy experiences. So it's kind of like in the vein of old school road trip movies, Planes, Trains, Automobiles, Scarecrow, these kind of movies of heyday brought to a new twist. And it was very awesome because we were kind of like weirdly subverting trends and breaking trends and things like that. Even though it is, when you watch the movie, very kind of by the numbers, there are a lot of things that are very different. And I think that's a lot to do with our director. She's amazing into and of itself. But I think having a female direct 2 male leads, have a male story, a male-centric story, is amazing. Usually in Hollywood, they're like, why do you want to direct this? This is not about a woman. And they feel like, oh, women can only direct female films. But no, you can direct anything you want if you're a woman. There's so many men who direct female films. Why can't it be the other way around? Yeah. So I think she brought a level of sensitivity to these characters that, I think otherwise lacks in a lot of these other comedy, romantic comedy type movies.
She bring out the soft side to Mantzoukas?
Yeah, she brought out a little bit of the soft side.
That's
and
incredible.
The emotional side of him.
That's beautiful.
And he is godly funny.
He always is. I'm not. That never is a question.
No, he's like on set. He was never not making me laugh. We did in maybe 30-minute take about eating pussy. Nonstop for 30 minutes, not rehashing any material. Him and I just going back and forth, and it was really me just like lobbing him up a joke every now and then, here and there, and whatever, and him just volleying them down, spiking every joke. It was incredibly funny, hilarious, from stories like, maybe, I don't know how graphic do these podcasts get?
I could delete if it's too graphic.
If it's
just
too
go
graphic.
for it.
Okay,
Go for it.
There's like one thing which I broke and I couldn't handle it after this for like 5 minutes. He was telling this story about, he's like, it's like I was going down on this girl and she had the most beautiful vagina and it was amazing, and you're already thinking, oh, it's cut.
No.
And she turned off the light while I was going down, and I was like, baby, no, I gotta see it. I gotta. Oh, no. She's like, no, I'm shy. He's like, all right, fine. So he keeps going down on her, and finally he feels her tightening, and she comes and splashes all over him, and it's like amazing. He's like, oh, babe, I love it. Yeah, this is great. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, wash up, and then I'm gonna come back and fuck you, or I'm back for round 2. So he goes into the bathroom, turns on the light, and it's like an autopsy happened on his face.
Oh.
And I died because that's not what we were expecting at all. Mind you, I am driving a car with like cameras on my hood and stuff like that, so I can't see much, and I'm trying not to crash. Yeah. Trying not to cry. And it was so fun. And there were so many moments like that where he was just absolutely hilarious, and he killed it. He killed every scene, and I loved working with him. He was dramatic when he needed to be, and he's got dramatic chops. I'll say I was surprised. Wow. Sometimes comedy actors don't want to go there too much or whatever, but no, he went there and he was really, really fucking good at it. So yeah, man, it was great, and just go watch this movie. Jason is electric in this movie.
We'll check it out.
Please do.
Yeah, we'll put the trailer in our Instagram.
Yeah.
Along with our Wonk news that you were in.
Yeah.
Did a little spot on Wonk news.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, man.
With like bathroom toilet.
Yeah, a little bathroom toilet humor.
Toilet humor. In
always
a public
down.
Bathroom.
Public bathroom. Now we have a private bathroom we could do it in.
So. No, let's still go to that public bathroom.
Let's go to that public bathroom and do that.
Public bathroom. Yeah,
hey, I know we don't pay rent here anymore, but we
have the key still, so yeah.
You forgot. Sorry.
You guys are idiots.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah, man. Friend of Wonk. Tony Revolori.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you next week. Have a good one. Have a great week. Have a Wonk week.